I want to take the opportunity here to talk about some of the sponsors, because it often becomes tough at the end to fit them in because we get such great content from the actual guests and everything. But we have a new sponsor, and I want to talk about him, Jim Hegland of JH Realty. He's got 50 years of experience. He's an accredited buyer representative, and I actually used Jim to help me buy my condo. He's very experienced with condos. He specializes in them. He's got resort, second home, and international property experience. If you have any real estate questions, this guy's been in the game forever. He's a very nice guy. So for your next purchase or sale, reach out to him, Jim Hegland. His email address is jimhrealtor1@gmail.com. So be sure to check him out. He's a new sponsor on the show, and we appreciate his support. But we want to thank our other sponsors here too. Mary Free Bed. They've got a lot of great stuff going. As always, be sure to check out the Jethro page. We share a lot of the good things going on there. We hope to have more guests and content from them as they do more events going forward here, and I hope to get more involved with them. Collectible Insurance Services, actually they posted an interesting blog post, I think, it was basically a guide for Michigan collectors that I thought was interesting. So go to the Jethro page and check that out. I think it's interesting for people that are Michigan Wolverines fans, Detroit fans. They talk a lot about the specifics of Michigan collecting. They're a national company, international company. I think they're based in Pennsylvania, but they were focusing on Michigan. So be sure to check that out. West Michigan Eye Care Associates, Dr. Kenyon and crew there. They're always taking care of people's eyes. We've got to get ready for the football season here, so we got to get our eyes right here to catch all the officiating errors, of which Dr. Kenyon is an official here. So that's a jab at him. Eric Hall, Aesthetic and General Dentistry. The holes are going to be back, I'm pretty sure. Tate's had basically a few months to hone his craft. So as long as some other rival show hasn't stolen him yet, we expect to have him back on along with Dr. Hull. And be sure to check out their dentistry operation. It's a great operation, and we'll look forward to having them back on, because I think the Vikings are going to be an interesting team here. Calder Financial, always need financial advice, especially with all the things going on in the world right now. So check them out if need be. Grand Management Group, they help with the accounting and tax side. So as you're getting that ready, we don't want to do that before April 14th, but it's good to be prepared for that particular event here. I want to thank Rydan Investments as well as Encore Business Group. They've got a lot going on at Encore, actually. They've got FOCOs for sale for the University of Michigan. They have the stadiums. It's the big house in a FOCO version. It's kind of like a Lego version, so that can make a good gift to just kick off the football season here. Those are cool. So check out their website at encorebusinessgroup.com. They also sold a $23,000 Michael Jordan rookie card, one of the highest numbers for that particular card this year. So they've got a lot of stuff going. So if you have sports consignments, memorabilia, antiques, anything like that, be sure to contact them. But want to thank all of our sponsors and try to get the word out about all of them. So this gives us a good opportunity at that. I want to go back. We were talking lines already. So I want to go back to that a little bit, because Chris and I think, kind of disagreed about this a little bit, because he was talking about how I think he was leaning more towards the veterans in some of these situations. But I think it is going to be interesting to see what they do at some of these positions, because I think we're seeing the veterans shine in situations where we want the young guy to shine, like the quarterback position. Obviously, Goff is set there, but you've got Kyle Allen and Hendon Hooker, and Allen has taken control of that backup job. I think he was brought in for competition to hopefully elevate Hooker, but it's more shown that Allen really could be a capable backup in this offense, and definitely has a more similar skill set to Goff. He's a guy that can replicate what Goff can do better than, say, a Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker has different skills, but I think there's a lot of room to navigate there. The running back situation is pretty much set, but I like who they've brought in here. Obviously, Gibbs and Montgomery. That was one thing I wanted to mention during the interview with Chris, because I think part of what the new coordinator, John Morton, is going to do is he's going to play some of these pieces on the field at the same time. He's going to play Gibbs and Montgomery more. He's going to use, like Chris alluded to, St. Brown down the field. I think there's going to be more mix and match that might leave more room for a Craig Reynolds or a Sione Vaki in certain packages if you're using two running backs at the same time. I also like what this Jacob Sailors has done in the preseason so far. He's a UFL guy. I could see him hanging around on the practice squad and being maybe a slight upgrade over the role that basically Jamar Jefferson has held over the last couple years here. The receivers are where I think we probably disagreed the most. There's a ton of depth with this group. You've got St. Brown and Williams at the top. I think Tesla's really pushing for reps. We're a little bit partial to him here on the show because I talked to him before the draft, and he's from Hudsonville, but I want to talk about this with Cole Thompson, who we're going to talk to likely in our next interview that will start at 8:30, but Cole covers the Texans. He's the managing editor for Texans Wire, but he also covers the SEC, and I'm curious what he saw in Tesla and there's a lot of SEC players on the Lions. I'm curious what he saw in Tesla because what I've seen and all of his measurables and what he did at the combine, I'm curious why he went where he went, because when we had the projections at the draft and he went in the third round and everybody kind of pushed back on that. Now you see the player on the field and you go, wait a minute, this guy runs a 4.40. He's 6'4", 220-ish, and he's got good hands. He likes to block. He's got a good attitude. Why were we down on this guy? And now everybody's kind of forgotten about that. So it's an interesting conversation around Tesla. I like how it's turned around here, but it'll be exciting to watch him, especially being a local product, along with Ian Kennelly, who's a Grand Valley product, the safety. I think he's got an outside chance at making this roster, which was preposterous just a week or two ago. But we've got sources trying to work on Kennelly for us because I've got some sources at Grand Valley that know him, so we'll try to get him into the show. But
Sports Intel with Ryan Walsh is brought to you by
Mary Freebed, Collectible Insurance Services, West Michigan Eye Care Associates, Eric Hall Aesthetic and General Dentistry, Calder Financial, Grand Management Group, Encore Business Group, and Rydan Investments.
Sports Intel with Ryan Walsh.
Stay informed and stay vigilant.